back to another video. We're back in the office pretty much, hopefully, for one of the last times for a little while. Minus Thursday's video, which I haven't decided what I want to do yet for that. I'm hoping that this week will be the last of the office videos for a minute. This video is pretty much going to be just quick because I am entering finals week. I have finals tomorrow and today when you guys are seeing this video, but I'm filming this on Monday. So for Monday, it's tomorrow, Wednesday, and then next Monday. So obviously, I've got a lot of studying to do. So I need to keep this video short and sweet to keep with that upload schedule because I don't want to just not upload because the channel's growing pretty good right now, and I don't want to stunt that growth by not having videos up. So I'm going to do short, sweet videos this week. Probably all of them will be in the office. I am planning on ordering a new mod for the truck on Wednesday, as well as finally getting my editing rig on Wednesday, which is going to be fantastic, and I'm so excited for that. So let's get into this video. This is pretty much a truck-related video, not with the truck outside, because it's absolutely filthy, because my dad pressure washed the driveway, and it splattered the truck, and mud and dirt and all that crap, so I have to wash it again this week. I plan on doing that before I leave to go to Florida, which is going to be stupid of me, because it'll be dirty by the time I get back, but you get the idea. Anyway, today's video is why I'm not doing a 5.0 swap. And in the sport track community, there is a lot of people that are going with swaps. RC Addict on Instagram has done a Coyote swap on a Gen 2. He's the only one with a sport track to ever put a Coyote in the truck because the Gen 2 already has the modular engine in it, so it doesn't require as much fabrication and cutting as the Gen 1 would. The Gen 1's never had a modular engine in it. All we had was the Clone V6 and, well, that's it on the Gen 1s. The Gen 1s never had anything else but the Clone V6. So, obviously, their engine bay is a little small. So, what fits is pretty much, in case you didn't know about the Sport Track, the Gen 1s, they share their underpinnings with the 95-01 Explorer. So, what a lot of people will do, they will buy a 95-01 Explorer parts car, they will gut it, they will pull the motor and trans out, pull the harness out, pull the, all the reservoirs and all that stuff, the AC components out, and we'll just transplant them over because everything is pretty much a direct bolt in. You can even use the Sport Track's engine mounts. That's not recommended because they are meant for a V6, not a V8. But the swap itself is pretty straightforward. So why am I not doing it? Because the 4.0 is known for not being a very powerful engine to start off with, and isn't known as being like one of the crappier Ford V6s, which is already on the hierarchy of Ford's engines pretty low. So why am I not going that route? Simply because starting the cost of a 5.0 swap, you need a parts car. I'm not going to settle for anything with less than 150,000 miles on a parts car. I don't want another high mileage motor going right back into the truck. If I do a 5.0 swap, it's got to be done right how I want to do it, which means low mileage motor, if not relatively high, at 150. 150 or less would be good for me. Because I don't want to spend the money to rebuild it once it comes in. I want to be able to take it, drop it in, and boost it. And that's the main problem. Is a parts car with that kind of mileage, you're going to be spending $5 to $6 grand if you're looking for an all-wheel drive one, which is also what I would do. I'd get an all-wheel drive body, an all-wheel drive setup, because I would rather have all-wheel drive. So obviously that'd be a little more difficult to convert, but it is possible. So the 5.0, you can buy it as a motor for a few $100. Not bad. But the problem is the motors are going to have high mileage on them anyway. So you're going to be spending money on getting rebuilt, and if you're someone like me who wants to build a fast truck, you're going to be spending money on cams, lifters, valve springs, the whole 9 yards, forged internals, forged short block, whatever, and that's going to quickly add up to several grand. But for the 4.0, it's already in there. There's no wiring harnesses to be messed with. There's no hacking and sawing to be done with AC components. No modifications to anything. No having to get the chips reflashed on your keys or whatever. No lockout issues. No body control module issues if the Sport Track even has one. I know the Crown Vic did. I don't know if the trucks had them. But either way, there's not a lot of difficulties to run into by just keeping the 4.0. Now, obviously, the 5.0 has a lot more potential. The Windsor has a lot more potential than a 4.0 would ever have. The 4.0, pretty much you're lucky. There is actually a YouTube channel, My Turbo Stang, that has been able to accomplish 400 wheel horsepower out of a 4.0. But it's really hard. And that channel seems to be the only one, that person seems to be the only one that has ever accomplished higher than 400 on a 4-liter V6. So, what's my reasoning behind not going to 5.0 then? Main one is cost. and the second is convenience. Like I said, getting a 5.0 swap to have more power, because let's just talk details here. If I were to pull my 4.0 out and drop a 5.0 in that's completely stock with the same mileage, I gain 5 horsepower, I gain a bunch of weight, and I get my already crappy gas mileage will plummet. So what's the reasoning behind that? Why would I do that minus the potential of the 5.0 Windsor? Like I was saying earlier, a Windsor can be built much, much better than a 4.0 will ever be able to build. I'm sorry for the 4.0 guys like myself and many others who have these 4.0 vehicles, but that's kind of the facts. The Windsor is a superior motor. But the problem is, stock to stock, and for the price difference, for say $4,000, I mean, the drop on a parts car with everything you will need to make the swap as easy and headache-free as possible, you could just tear the 4.0 out, reinforce it, rebuild it, because those 4.0s can handle boost. It's not unheard of, obviously. You throw head studs, you throw, well, at least for my scenario, I'm throwing stage 3 heads on, you could cam it, and you pretty much, I think you could even throw forged pistons in there at the right shop. You'll be paying the same amount of money for that built 4.0, which will produce somewhere in the high 260s, possibly even almost the 300 zone. I doubt it, but I'm just making up numbers at this point. Much higher than a stock Windsor would cost to swap in. And plus, the vehicle's not down as long. You get like a week or so for all the engine rebuild stuff to happen. You don't have to buy transmissions. You don't have to worry about transmission harnesses. You don't have to worry about tunes or anything. Minus, obviously, if you cam the truck, in which case you don't need to worry about a tune. But what the cost is like the main reason why I haven't decided. I've been so anti-Windsor swap. It's not that I think the 4.0 is any better. I think the 4.0, in terms of performance, is miles worse. And that's pretty much the opinion the majority of the 4.0 community has. Obviously, I don't think they're terrible. I think the 4.0, while it's not the greatest platform to build on, it can be built on into a 400 plus horsepower machine. It just takes a lot more work than say something like a 2JZ or, you know, an F20C of an S2000 or a K series or a B series. You know, I could talk all day about these enthusiast engines that can hit 300 horsepower, virtually nothing. With a 4.0, you're going to need a little bit of you're going to need a little bit of love to get them over 300. So, again, power-wise, but what about the 5.0's potential? For the 5.0 to be able to produce the insane amount of horsepower I would want to run out of it, say about 700, 800 wheel, it would need a built transmission, for one thing, because I don't know if the 4Rs were even strong enough to handle it. And then you need, you know, obviously limited slip rear, which I already plan on doing anyway. And, of course, all of the fine-tuning and stuff to make that engine run on that power level. Obviously, you'd have to have a cam at that point for it to be able to hold that. And, again, you're going to be spending tons of money to do that. And while it'd be absolutely awesome, I don't have that kind of money to spend. If I had 20 grand to spend and I just didn't want to buy anything else, I just want to spend it on my truck, yeah, there'd be a Pro Charge 5.0 Windsor with a big cam in there. But for me right now, especially since I want to do something different, the 4.0 just seems to be the right way to go. Now, am I saying it's a bad idea if you want to do the 5.0 swap? No. If you like V8s and you want V8 torque and you want V8 sound out of the Sports Track, fantastic way to go. It's pretty much the only way to go. Modulars don't fit, unfortunately, without hacking away at the engine bay, which no one's been brave enough to do. There is actually a cool thing I saw in the owners group. Someone's got a Terminator motor they're trying to put in one, which is awesome because the Terminator is my favorite car. And obviously they've got a lot of work ahead of them, and it's going to be very difficult. But it's going to be awesome to see when it's finished. The Coyote swap truck wasn't easy. I was following Schrader Performance when they were doing the build, or not really when they were doing it, but after they did the build. And I was reading up on it, and I was like, wow, they had to do a lot of work. So obviously it's not impossible to put a high-powered V8 in the Sport Track. Obviously, like I said, even the Windsor can be built to be really powerful, but stock for stock, you barely get any advantages with the 5.0 Windsor. Minus the added torque. You're getting a lot of weight added in, a 5 horsepower bump, and probably a good bit of torque added. That's pretty much the only differences. Now, again, and I want to make this abundantly clear, 5.0 swaps are not bad on Sport Tracks. If it's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. But for me, and the kind of power levels I want to press, I don't think, or on a budget, I should say, obviously power levels I want to press would be better for the 5.0, but for me wanting to make around 400 wheel on the truck, which is not impossible, but again, very difficult, I don't feel the Windsor and its added price difference would be better. at most for a built 4.0 with a supercharger, and this is going based off the M112 Tom Marana kit, not the mod box, because that Marana kit with the M112 is going to be a lot stronger than the M90 will be. The mod box is good. It's really good stuff to start off with, but you're not going to be seeing 400 wheel with a mod box kit. I'm sorry, but that's just kind of how it is. The M90 is just too small of a blower. The M112, on the other hand, you run 13 pounds through it with upgraded head studs and stuff like that, obviously, to not blow the thing to smithereens. You're going to be able to handle it, and you're going to get probably pretty close to that near 400 wheel mark. My Turbo Snake's done a video in the past where it was running about 12 pounds on that Mustang, and it ran in the mid 3s, so in the mid 300 horsepower zone, which is fantastic. That's much better than stock. And like I said, I'm not shooting for 1,000 horsepower with this truck. I kind of want it to be a fun, somewhat like quick truck. I don't want it to be, you know, again, 900, 1,000 horsepower. I'll be doing that later with a different car. But with my truck, it's going to be my daily. It's going to be my daily supercharged. So that's why I need it to be good. I need it to be little downtime, low cost, and reliable. And I feel like doing a full engine swap with the Windsor would compromise pretty much all of that, because it'd be expensive. I'd have to find a place to store the body of the Explorer. We don't have that. We don't have enough space here. As contrary to what it looks like we have in our little lease thing, we are not allowed to put more than 4 cars in the driveway. We already have 3 out there right now. The van is still here. The Kia is on the other side of the driveway. My truck's out there. If my sister gets a car next year, because she turns 15 this year, we'll have 4 cars in the driveway, unless the van goes anywhere anytime soon, which I don't know what's going on with the van. So that's kind of that. I don't have anything against 5.0 swaps. Again, if that's what you want to do, if you're doing it for towing purposes, or you just like the sound of the V8 more, all more power to you. But I think for me and my setup, I want to do a supercharged 4.0 for cost effectiveness. Again, building the 4.0 is going to be fairly cheap. Obviously, the Super 6 heads are going to be quite expensive. I'm not camming the truck, as of right now at least, because I want to keep it dailyable. And having cams on a daily doesn't work, for me at least. It may work for some people who don't mind it, but I'd rather have AC, especially in Georgia where I live. It's been 80, almost 90 degrees the last couple of days. Having AC is nice when mine works. So I think, you know, that's why I don't plan on camming the motor yet. Maybe down the road, if it's not my daily anymore, or just say send it, I'll throw cams in it, no big deal. Upgraded head studs are a must. And then the M112 blower kit, it will cost about the same, if not a touch more, than doing a full 5.0 swap. Obviously, there are some advantages with the 5.0 swap. You get another car out of it. Sure, you can pop a 4.0 in it, and you have a running car. Especially if your Sport Track is a running 4-liter engine. You just drop that in there. You just do reverse. You swap both cars. You put your 5.0 in your truck, you put your 4.0 in the Explorer, and you're done. Or, what you can do is you can pull it apart and gut it and part the Explorer out, which is another option. Would I do it? No, because again, that's taking up a lot of space, a lot of parts in the garage, and I'd have to sell, and the car would have to be taken to a scrapyard, and it's not really anything I'm looking to do and take over on. So obviously, I'd rather do it the best way possible for me, which is to take up a little space, take up a little bit of money, and, you know, like I was saying, for that kind of money, about $4 to $5 grand, there's really, if you're looking for pure power for $4 to $5 grand out of whether you want to go 4.0 or 5.0, to me it'd be almost better to build the 4.0, because again, you're not spending as much money on doing a swap to get 5 extra horsepower. You're getting a built motor with a supercharger for, or not a built motor, but, you know, a built top end and all that kind of stuff with a blower on it, for the same cost, and you're making probably somewhere in the mid 3s, depending on how much boost you're running. What I plan on doing is I plan on starting at 7 pounds with the stock Terminator pulley, and then moving up to the 13-pound billet flow eventually. But that's just me. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I didn't mean to trigger anyone who's done 5.0 swaps or who wants to do a 5.0 swap. I'm not saying, again, it's not worth it. That's your opinion, what you want to do with your car. But for my case, this video is about why I'm not doing the 5.0 swap. That's why. Again, nothing against 5.0 swaps. It's just not for me yet. We'll see if I win the lottery anytime soon, in which case there'll be a 5.0 in that truck. But anyway, Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later.